bitter cold tonight.
Could be worse. It could be snowing. 20 below.
It's cold enough to snow.
It says, well, that's probably from earlier. It says it's 47.
It is not 47 out here. I would say 37. Hi, Melody.
Hey, it's just watch live.
You are first, honey. Thank you. Thank you for being here for the J6 Vigil. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Yvette. I'm going to go up and help them carry stuff down, so I will be back momentarily.
That's right. I believe it is going to get worse before the election. Hi, Passy. Especially around the time we have two conventions. Republicans, I believe, is in July, and Democrat one is in August. Hi, Diane. So happening around that time, 43, 39 wind chill.
Today's Ron J's birthday. He'll be here. Yep.
All right, we get to spank Ron J.
Yep, today's Ron J's birthday.
Here comes the gang.
Here comes the gang. The gang is all here.
And still she's by. Put the flags up. Yeah.
How are you, Miss Jamie?
I forgot everything.
Oh no. Hey, Jamie Crow, how you doing?
I forgot everything.
What do you mean everything?
Everything. I got the wrong vehicle.
Uh-oh. Well, you know that happens.
Yep, that's craziness. How are you, lady? How are you? All right. You guys wouldn't happen to have an extra tripod, would you?
No.
No.
No. That's the second time in 2 days that's I know, absolutely. And I'm running,
I don't even have a tripod.
What happened?
Nothing. Huh? I brought the wrong vehicle.
Oh, all your stuff is in another vehicle.
Yes.
Oh no.
Flags, everything.
Americans, that is who we are. And it's time that we remember that Americans submit to no man, no government. We only submit to God.
Whoa. 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 No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You playing God, homeboy. Don't do that.
Maybe Rebecca does.
Okay, so where office. We know you cheated, ain't a secret how you got in office. Oh, we the sheep who watching TV laughing at the office. So we taking needles, no ingredients, like that's no problem. How can you not see that still exists, still evil? How can you not see shots for taking straight up killing people? Spell out attendance, using movies, then we live the sequel. Resident Evil real, that's why me and my niggas steeple.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, I forgot everything.
You forgot everything.
Trying to put that poison in our arm. Send some voices in our blood.
So, I don't know why I put this up.
So we gotta see it, man. They don't want to shut up.
I should let you
About the days we're living in. Politicians are playing. It's government ordained discipline. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So we gotta see it, man. They don't want to shut up. My Bible warned me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing. God, this government ordained discipline.
Okay.
This leg is a little unsteady, so I would stay by it. Oh,
Hold on, let me fix it.
Ain't nobody gonna
Yeah.
tell me what to do or what to say.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Been through hell so many
Thank
times.
you, Rebecca.
This
Hi,
time
Sam.
I'm here to stay.
Hello,
Got
Daisy. Hi,
yourself a
Beverly.
problem. Please
Hi,
don't
Janie.
hesitate.
Hi, Jenny.
Over and say thank you,
Hold your
Rebecca.
breath and don't bite your tongue. We can do this.
Hello, Joshua. Hi, Gator.
Keep in mind if you cross that
Hi,
line,
Sean.
it's gonna be a price to
Welcome,
pay.
everyone. Hi, Gloria. Thank you all for joining us for the J6 Vigil.
It's okay, you can help.
That's what I said. At least I'm here.
Come on, Mickey, we're going.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Miss Sherry.
Hi, baby girl.
Sometimes you smoke some decent food, and sometimes I just want to think
I've been told that before. Hi, Jenny.
Pray that I die before I wake, 'cause that'll be a cold day in hell.
That's right.
I pray my soul to take.
That's true.
And if you hurt anyone I love, you better pray that I die before I wake.
Rebecca's trying to fix it.
Sorry.
Thank you to everyone who's joining us on Rumble
Now this bar life is starting
and
to fade.
YouTube. Hi,
Just say no
Nova.
fun.
Hi, Buckeye Burton. How you doing,
And I
honey?
damn sure don't want
Fine.
I think so. How does
may
this go
not
up?
think
Let me see.
too high,
Oh, you want to
It's
go
not-
up?
still
Or
get my respect. You don't pay my bills, don't pay my
Hi,
rent,
Debbie.
you don't write any of my checks. Some people say I'm just wasting time, and others say that I got next. You may think that I'm just plain white trash, but you ain't seen nothing yet. We don't take no shit, we don't play no fool, we don't back down or run away.
Well, you
We
should
don't
have
play
done this
by
right.
any rules.
I'll dry now.
We practice what we preach, and we mean just what we say. You don't like how I believe, you better come and take my life away. Or that'll be a
I understand that, Carol. I really do, honey.
Bring my soul to take.
God bless you and your family,
Hurt
honey.
anyone I love,
For
you better
prayers, for
pray that I
sure.
die before I wake. 'Cause that'll be a cold day in hell. I prayed my soul to take. And if you hurt anyone I love, you better pray that I die before I wake. Yeah, man. I know y'all feeling this one. Come
Not
on,
before.
come on.
Stopping by.
Turn it up. All right, everybody now. Sing it with me. Let's go. We don't take no shit. We don't play no fool. And we don't never back down or run away. They don't play by any rules. We practice what we preach, and we mean just what we say. You don't like how I believe, you better come and take my life away. That'll be a cold day in hell. I pray my soul to say, if you hurt anyone I love, you better pray that I die before I wake. Cause that'll be a cold day in hell. I pray my soul to say, if you hurt anyone I love, you better pray that I die before I wake.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you all for joining us for the J6 Vigil, where the truth matters. Hi, Wild One. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Share this video out everywhere.
All right.
Love you too, Kathy. All right. Join us in prayer, will you?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, yep,
Can you hear me
yep.
better now?
Yep.
Hello. Okay. Let's get some Jesus.
Father God, may the joy of your presence fill this place. May the spirit of freedom fill this place. May the love of your Son Jesus fill this place. And may our hearts be open to you this evening as we stand here in the corner of this planet that stands for freedom, that stands for justice, that stands for righteousness. May your righteousness be the righteousness of this nation, be the righteousness that will come out of our judicial system. Father, we need you so much in this time where darkness rules, where injustice is commonly delivered, and the patriots are bearing the burden. The patriots are paying the price. We know that your Son Jesus has already paid the price for justice, for evil, for sin. And when we accept him as our Lord and Savior, we can be free from the sin. You have paid our price. And so, Father, we lift this evening up to you. Pray each one here that you are our Lord, our God, and our Savior. Father, we lift up our patriots to you also, that you comfort them in their time of need, comfort them in their time that they can hold on, have faith in you, and put their trust in you. Thank you this evening for your protection, for your watchfulness over us, and most of all for your presence with us. And thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All the way.
All the way.
Justice for all.
Okay, so CPAC was a whirlwind, and I just, the first 2 days we hit the ground running, and then the third day I kind of hit a wall. But I want to acknowledge Sherry and Glory B for doing the damn thing, because they were there the whole time, the whole way. I also want to thank Deb for Freedom for what an amazing job she does on the ground supporting us from
Amen.
Ohio. We love you,
Amen.
Deb.
Thank
So
you,
many
Deb.
things go into this. People that come out support us every night, Dwight and Rebecca and Sherry and Katie and Storm and everybody that's here every night. We just love and appreciate you for that. And we did have a lot of company. It was very festive down here on the corner over CPAC. We do have another guest that is here because he was at CPAC. Thank you for coming, Mike. And just want to let everybody know that we appreciate the support along the way. I'm gonna get off the microphone and get those numbers for Ken Paxton up, because usually how it works at CPAC, they talk on stage and then you can go, tackle them on media row and maybe get their ear a little bit. But Ken was quicker than us this year, so we didn't get to talk to him in person. So we need to make some phone calls to him. So
Amen.
we're going to put that call to action out again tonight. So thank you,
Hi,
everybody
Bonnie.
who's watching and everybody who's here.
And Tammy is going back to Texas for a couple of weeks.
We're gonna miss you, Tammy.
We are. So she's going to go visit family and get a break. So she will be missed, but that's what she's doing. I do appreciate.
Coffee, don't worry, Stan.
We'll see. We'll do that on a day-to-day basis. So I do want to thank everybody that will be making the phone calls on behalf of Guy Wesley Ruppert to Attorney General Ken Paxton. It is in reference. Deb up on our website has the information. Oh, fireworks. They are. I see them. She has all the information up. I know a lot of people put the information up on the Patriot pages on Facebook. So I do appreciate it. It is asking Ken Paxton for assistance of counsel in Guy Ruppert's case, and to please read the letter he mailed to him. It has all the information needed. So I do appreciate everybody doing that.
Every night we ask for prayers for our J6ers, and they are arresting more and more J6ers every day. One in Ohio and another one that had his house raided at gunpoint today. So, I'm saying this to everyone that attended that J6 rally, and not to put you in fear, but be careful. Be careful who you talk to. Don't live in fear. But remember, and I'm saying this to each and every American out there, make sure that you protect your family. This communist regime that our country is turning into is coming after each and every one of us. Stand your ground. Do not comply. Stand up for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness which our founders granted us and our God granted us.
Amen.
God bless you all.
Thank you, Jerry.
Sherry. Also want to thank Nelda and John, because it's been very festive down here the past couple days, and we do bring the coffee, and we were able to host so many people at our house for CPAC, J6 families and Tina Peters, and just open up our home to some people, and that's because of you guys, the American people that help us be here, and so many things along the way have helped us to be here every night for 573 days. 2, 3, lots of days. So thank you, everybody.
570 plus.
Yes,
3.
73.
573.
Okay, so right before we take the phone call, I want to say, Mr. Pollock, he was here with his wife Tina, and one of the people that were picked up while he was here was his friend in Lakeland, Florida, where they're from, because he was at January 6th, and he was also had already been under investigation, but because now they have 3 of them under indictment, they're just going to continue to do that intimidation, and that is exactly what that is, and so Sherry's right. We cannot allow fear to dictate our paths forward, because all of these Jan 6ers, and we're looking at approximately almost 1,400 of our countrymen that have been rounded up. And and as they know that as Trump grows closer to the presidency, they are going to rack up their fear. Yep. And they're going to try to arrest as many of us as they can. I have to say that was one thing that's very frustrating going to CPAC, and there's all these high-powered people talking, and these people of privilege also, let's be real, people of privilege.
Yes. And
they can talk about how this federal government comes after them and they need to call their attorney. But you know how many of us working class Americans at January 6th that live paycheck to paycheck, they do not have that luxury, and they still have the sheer might, the sheer force of the United States government coming after them.
That's
and it is destroying families.
Amen.
And so it's just a bit hard to swallow, because there are so many family stories out there that get overlooked in these situations at CPAC. So, but not overlooked by you guys out there on live stream, because y'all are such activated patriots. And so going to CPAC is great, getting the word out, but coming here every night and letting y'all know what's happening in these Jan 6 community here on Freedom Corner, and you guys watching, that's what it's all about for us, because we know that y'all are very activated and you back up what you say and do.
Amen.
Amen. Let's give those numbers while we're still yakking before Tammy hits the calls and music. We have so much to say tonight, so sorry, people. Ken Paxton. Nicole has cut me off. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Ken Paxton. The first phone number I have for him is 469-247-2360. And the one that I think could probably be probably the best number, because the other one talks about campaign, and we're not here to campaign for Ken Paxton. 713-973-4300 for Guy Reffitt. What's his inmate number, Nicole?
Yes, Tammy, every single
You
night
don't need his inmate number.
for 573 consecutive days we have been holding the J6 Vigil.
512-463-2100.
All right. Oh, that's another number?
Yeah, well, that's his Austin number.
All right, well, whatever works, people call them all.
Call them all.
Hit it, Tam.
All right. Announcements are
Maybe.
From the cannon.
Thank you all for being here.
When the smoke clears.
As I always say, we can't do this without you guys. Make sure you make those calls. Sharing out these videos is a big, big deal. That's why we stand here every single night.
When the smoke clears,
Oh, we have a call already. This is great.
Rifles and your shotguns. Ready to pray and read the Bible if you got.
They used to be held
Hello, how are you guys doing today? It's Taylor.
Hey, Taylor. How are you?
Hey, yes. Oh, I'm doing excellent. I'm doing absolutely excellent. We've had a good day in here today. We had a bodybuilding contest, which I'm sure somebody's going to tell you about later tonight.
I heard something about that.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. A lot of camaraderie in here. This is such a really good group of men in here. Everybody in here just understands the pressures we're under, what we're up against, why we're here, and so it's fun to have the camaraderie. It's fun to be. I use the word fun in air quotes. As fun as Joe can get, it's fun to be here. But yeah, it's today was definitely like a 4.25 out of the scale of 10, because you never really get above 4, but today was a little special. So yeah. Anyways. Hey, we didn't get to do Friday. I've had fun the last couple weeks doing question and answers, and this week with CPAC and being how busy it was, I didn't get to do that. So if anybody had any questions for me tonight, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Any questions from the crowd tonight? Don't everybody run up here.
What did they think about CPAC?
So what do y'all think about CPAC? What's your opinion or perspective on it?
I didn't get a chance to watch any of it. I saw well, I shouldn't say any of it, but I saw about 20 minutes of Steve Bannon on War Room. And I think CPAC is a good organization. I think, obviously Conservative Political Action Committee, they've been really big about spreading the message about strong families, conservative values, not just here in America, but all over the world. So I support them. I don't know enough about them, to get into like the little nitty gritty. But, anybody who's advocating for conservative principles and anybody who's advocating for family values, in my opinion, is an ally. And so I'm really happy to see them have a lot of support, and I'm really happy to see people from all over the country coming out to support it. I did get my tablet's being funny. I can't put money on it. I don't know. GTL's just this technology's clunky at best, so I haven't really been able to read the news very much in depth. But I did read some different headlines about CPAC, and it sounds like it was a pretty good event. Sounds like Trump gave a good speech there, and that's what I think about CPAC. I'm always allied with people who support conservative values and the family.
Right.
Amen.
And how about President Trump supporting our J6ers?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the support we get from him. It's interesting. Inside here in the jail, we have such limited news sources. All we get is Antenna TV in the local D.C. area. So we watch a lot of Scripps News, which is a Jeff Bezos news channel. We watch, occasionally there's a local Fox channel, which is not conservative at all, that you get news from. So we rarely ever actually get to see Trump speak. And then, of course, the news coverage we get on our tablets, it starts with Fox News as the far right, and for most people who know anything, Fox is a little center left, and then it just gets farther left from there. And so we rarely ever get to see any unadulterated broadcasting of Donald Trump speaking. And so we don't get to hear a lot of that support. It's actually one of the really surprising things coming into this jail is how little quality news we get, and how curated it is. Even on our tablets, we can't click on links. So one of the things I used to like to do research is to go and find the source material. If they're quoting a speech from somebody, I want to go listen to the speech so I can see how edited it is. We don't have the ability to do that in there, which begs the question for people in the D.C. area. You have a large voting block inside of this jail of essentially uninformed voters. It's absolutely impossible to be an informed voter when the information that you have is curated, controlled, and censored. And so it really, if you're in the D.C. area, I would be you've got to be really concerned about the voting block you have inside this building, because the second piece of paper they give you once you walk inside here, after they give you a piece of paper to sign for your new orange clothing, is they give you a voter registration application. That's quite literally the second piece of paper that they put in front of your face is, do you want to vote? And, how can you possibly vote without access to good information and the ability to do research? It really makes you wonder what the politicians who allowed that to get on a ballot and allowed those initiatives to come out, paired with being able to vote inside the D.C. jail, you should have unfettered access to information. Those two things have to go together. They have to. Otherwise, you've got, I don't know how many people are housed in this jail, but you've got a voting block of people who are just going to listen to what the CEO says or listen to whatever, the news that is broadcast in here says. Very concerning.
Yeah.
Well, I can guarantee you here, outside the jail right now, everybody will support you till the end. People support you till the end. No matter what, you will come up and God, Trump will not forget about us. We're going to get you out of here.
I really appreciate it. One of the most difficult things about this is the families that get left behind, and it is one of those things when I think about myself, right? This is day camp with locked doors. It sucks. The food stinks. But when I think about my children being raised without me, their father, when I hear stories, for example, my wife this week told me that my 5-year-old was sitting on our fireplace with his head drooped down, and he just goes, "Mom, I miss Dad." And you know, these are children that have almost no concept of time. They don't measure time in weeks and months. To them, it's just wake up to wake up, right? It's morning to night. And for the first few weeks, it's just Dad's having a long day at work. He's on a business trip. But then pretty soon they're going, hey, when am I going to get to play with Dad? And then pretty soon their prayers start saying, Dad, please come home. And now it's to the point to where a 5-year-old's feeling a sense of desperation, going, I just miss Dad. And the answer is, when's Dad going to come home? I don't know, 9 years, son? You know, maybe when you get into high school, Dad will come home. Why? Oh, I don't know, because he shook a gate. You know what I mean? It's beyond comprehension what's happened. So when I hear things like, you guys won't forget us, I really appreciate it. But don't forget our families. That's right. It's our families that really are suffering through this. Don't forget the ones that get left behind. And, you know, it is devastating to my heart. I wish that this was a situation where I was volunteering to go off to, you know, some deployment or something like that. It's my patriotic duty. This is not that. I mean, this is not right. This is a situation where, in my particular case, I tried to settle this matter with the FBI. I tried to settle this matter with the DOJ. I will still settle this matter with the United States government, right? Because this is a matter that absolutely can be settled, and that's my unalienable right, and I will settle the matter. But the fact that they're putting us through this is just devastating. It's absolutely devastating, and there's no rhyme or reason to some of this stuff. I mean, we're all in here. We talk. What, you know? I mean, the sentencing is, you know, you got one guy going away for a decade, one guy going away for 3 years, and you look at, well, what'd you do that day? Oh my gosh, like, how is there discrepancy? Why is the guy going for 10 years and the guy going for 3 years when you guys should be swapped? And even they'll admit it, right? None of this is fair. But there's just this is incomprehensible what's happening. So yes, don't forget us. Don't forget the families that are left behind. This is just not right, and it calls into question everything the Department of Justice does. It calls into question everything that happens inside these jails. It calls into question everything that happens inside these prisons. Where is the equity? Where is the fairness and right-minded and justice upon which our country was founded? Why is this a funnel? Why is it more important to have control over the situation, to get people to confess to things that they don't necessarily believe are true, than to actually let the truth rise to the surface? I mean, it's incomprehensible to a reasonable American what's happening here.
No, hey Taylor, it's Nicole Ruffett. You know, I always think about the young children because, you know, Guy and I, we have 3 children, but even our youngest, who's 19 now, we're in this 3 years. You know, Guy's been incarcerated since January 16th of 21. And, you know, it was 14 months before we ever got to see his face, you know, and it was in a courtroom. And, you know, for my 19-year-old, it was such a struggle. And this year, I can see her, you know, like starting to live again.
Yeah. This is very difficult. And my heart, by the way, we owe your husband a debt of gratitude for going through what they went through in the beginning. Some of the suffering that the men were here early on went through inside of the different jails and prisons that they got transferred through. It really shone a light on the system. And honestly, the entire DC jail and the other prisons that were touched by this all had to improve because of the awareness that you guys brought to this situation. So, you know, your husband and the others with him get my hat off for going through it, especially your husband for standing on his right to go to trial all the way to the end. That was not easy for him, right? And it's an absolute shame in the American justice system to go to trial and to exercise your right to go to trial and to exercise your right to testify for your, you know, to tell your side of the story, that you're penalized with it through the punishment. A conviction is a conviction. A plea deal is a plea deal. The fact that you get double the time for going to trial, the American legislature, it is a shame. Shame on them.
Amen.
And it needs to be put in their laps that is not okay. It's not okay for a carjacker. It's not okay for anybody. Our rights are unalienable. Our rights are something we fight and die for. And to set up a system that penalizes people for exercising those rights, there is no public cost. Money is fake. They print as much as they want. There is no difference between the Federal Reserve and your counterfeiter on the corner, except one of them enforces you take his money at the point of a gun. That's the only difference. So don't give me no burden on the taxpayer nonsense. The trial tax is an abomination to justice, and it needs to be done away with. The guidelines and the way that's set up needs to absolutely be changed. It has to be changed. It is absolutely wrong. Innocent people go to jail because they take deals. I have a neighbor who was the dean of a community college up in Washington State, Edmonds Community College, and he got in some ridiculous situation where some poker chips he was in Japan doing exchange students. They gave him poker chips at a casino, and he said put it on the house. And they called him a bribe. He got 10 charges. He spent 2 years, $500,000 of his own money fighting the charges. They dismissed all of the charges, and then they brought him back in for his, come sign the paperwork for the dismissal, and they hit him with 8 new charges. He's completely broke. He's lost his marriage. His kids have abandoned him because he's a criminal, right? And all it was he took some poker chips at a table in Japan for some foreign exchange students with his best friend, by the way, who ended up being one of my other neighbors later down the road, some Japanese guy, right? So I heard the whole story, and they're like, the fact that the FBI came after this guy, this is in the late 90s, right? And he ended up taking a deal because, frankly, he didn't have another $500,000 to spend. He didn't have another 2 years of his life to waste. So he took a deal and spent 18 months in jail for a crime he never committed. That's the American justice system. How do you get to a 98.2% conviction rate? That's how you do it. It needs to be dropped on our legislature's lap and say, you've got to fix this. Right? That man should have gone to trial. There shouldn't have been the ability to put 10 charges because someone dropped poker chips. How many different laws could be written to describe the same thing? Right? Pick a charge. This is silly. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's not just J6ers. It's been going on for decades, and it must end. It must end. The First Step Act is the way to get out of prison. There needs to be a Second Step Act to prevent people from coming into prison. Things like home detention need to be the preferred method for first-time offenders. Home detention is a serious deal, right? Probation needs to be looked at seriously. Look, if someone's willing to probation. Right? This jail time nonsense, these judges have never spent a day in the box. These attorneys have never spent a day in the box. You know, it should be a requirement. If you're going to be a judge, you should go undercover and spend 60 days in one of these jails.
Amen.
And then you tell me how. I have a state judge on tape on a recorded phone call who said that the prison system is a system of slavery. She said that. She says, I believe it's a system of slavery. Alabama is being sued for slavery, and yet she still probably sentenced people to prison. She knows, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know what it means to be treated like an animal. Nietzsche says our greatest offense against the criminal is we treat them like rascals.
Right. Well, Taylor, in the Jan 6 cases, I believe approximately 800 of Jan 6ers have taken plea deals, and it is because of the intimidation tactics of the FBI and the DOJ. They go into their pretrial conferences.
How can you blame them?
Well, I know.
How can you blame them?
Exactly.
Their defense attorneys are sworn officers of the court.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Their defense attorneys are sworn officers of the court, which means at the end of the day, guess who they actually work for? The court.
On the phone.
Right? They've got rules that they abide by, and their entire premise of an attorney is to attorney your rights. He sits there and thinks, oh yeah, waive this right, waive this right, waive this right. All they're doing is they're turning your estate over to the state. They're turning your rights over. It's the entire design of the system. Of course they take plea deals. The truth doesn't bubble up to the surface in a situation like this. Right? This is My defense attorney at one point, I did not have one now, he's fired. But at one point he said, well, are you trying to make it a traffic case? And I was not, but I said, no. I mentioned this to Julie Kelly in the hallway one time. I said, Julie Kelly, sure, traffic cases don't win in court very often, but the books of history are full of them. Okay? So it's ridiculous. You guys, before my time runs out, GiveSendGo.com, John Attackis Family Help. We love you guys so much. Please don't forget, that money is for the people who are left behind, my 5 kids and wife. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for this time to be able to talk with you guys.
Love you, Taylor!
Thank you for using.
Thanks, Al. Did not get you.
Oh, yeah. We talk about these plea deals, and we talk about Jan 6ers taking the government to task. And they get to pretrial, and, they supersede them with several charges at a time. That is sheer intimidation. Guys sitting inside with these other people that are not Jan 6 related, and he's saying, they intimidate them into plea deals by saying, oh, they lived with their mother during, their situation, and, if you don't take this plea, we're going to come after your mother. Well, then people end up taking pleas. And the police system has only been working in the United States as heavily as it is since the mid-century last year, in the last century, in the 1950s. they realized that they could not clear the court systems because of all the cases, and they started pushing plea deals. Well, when you sign that plea deal, you do sign away your rights. Mr. Donatakis is hitting it right on the head.
Yes.
You know, from that point forward, you were just saying, yes, I'm guilty, because they're going to come after you with harder charges, or people that you love, because they need that off the books. They do not want you to take your case to trial, because they say it costs them money, and you're tying up the courts. You know, but it is your absolute right to take it.
Well, sometimes there's just no choice, but you know, no. But you know, these lifetime appointments for these judges is something else we need to think about. You know, in this country for years, we've been talking about term limits. Well, that shouldn't just apply to our congressional members and our members of you know, our president and our Congress. It should apply to these federal judges that really get a lifetime appointment. And they're in there, you know, some of these judges continue to legislate from the bench. You know, who's ever heard of an enhanced misdemeanor? You know, and the day they said to him, Mr. Reed Christensen, that they know he's not going to go out and commit any more crimes, but we have to keep this from ever happening again. So they do sentences of deterrence, which is not meant to deter this 64-year-old man that's had a couple strokes and some heart attacks, because we know he's not going to be out there climbing walls or shaking fences anymore, because he's, you know, he's not in great health. But they give him 4 years as a sentence of deterrence, and that is absolutely to deter you and you and you and me and Jamie and everybody else that may ever stand up to this government again. You know, and Reed was all, I mean, Taylor was just talking about these charges where how many times can you charge somebody for the same thing? It's like assault while standing on your right foot, assault while wearing a red hat, assault while breathing. You know, and it's all the same charges. They're very duplicitous. And we literally have men serving 7 years in jail for misdemeanor charges that should require a fine and you go home. You know, Nicole Reffitt's husband, he hurt no one. He didn't go in the Capitol. He had some angry words, which is the American citizen's right to have. We have heard Christopher Wray sit in congressional hearings and say to the American people and to Congress that the FBI does not go after American citizens for their Facebook posts. Well, I beg to differ. That is absolutely not the case. We also
proven that that's a lie.
We have proven that that's a lie, and they never come for Christopher Wray with the handcuffs. They come with the angry words and the angry letters, but they never come with the damn handcuffs. So, you know, the things that are going on with the people that are in positions of power, it's just reprehensible. And then, you know, CPAC, like we were talking, it is a nice, it's positive, it's conservative people all gathering, but sometimes it's hard to be in a room full of people with so much power that choose to do nothing. Right. You know, as there are so many people in Congress that know what happened and choose to do nothing. And all these 44,000 hours that we want Mike Johnson to release, yeah, that'd be great, but what we really need to do is let him introduce. We just need to be able to introduce evidence we already have. There is so much crowdsourced video that has exculpatory evidence in it that is not allowed to be presented in the courtroom. That is criminal. It's criminal. So once again, I'm going to let Sherry take the phone call, but I just want to say, please continue to put pressure on your congressional members and let them know it is absolutely their job to oversee these federal judges. So get your ass over to the courthouse that's as the crow flies 500 yards this way and get to overseeing.
That's right. Do your job.
Thank you for using.
Hello, Patriot.
Hello, how you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. It's a pretty chilly night out here tonight. How are you?
I'm doing as good as I can be. Who am I speaking to?
This is Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. Good evening.
And who am I speaking to?
This is Doug Wyatt. I am inmate number 388263.
Hey, Doug.
Good to have you.
Hey, Doug.
Good evening. You got a crowd out there tonight?
Not as much as we've had the last couple of days, but
We got people.
We have people out here as we always do.
Well, as long as we don't have the people that are yelling and screaming with the bullhorn, I guess it's a good night, right?
Absolutely. We call them mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, the useful idiots is what I call them.
Fruit actually.
So, as you guys know, I told you my story last night. Do you remember this thing?
Well, we do have some new patriots out here tonight. If you want to briefly go through that, that would be fine.
And new people on live stream all the time.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, my story is, I'm just having just a hard time adapting to this. I'm no criminal. I just went to January 6th, just like most of the people I met here did. I thought that I was attending a rally that was permitted. That was going to have, proper people there to kind of direct traffic. I never in my mind thought that I was attending anything that would turn to be a riot or violence. We went to see the president speak at, Eclipse, the U.S., and, went over to the Capitol, peacefully and patriotically went to the Capitol, to await President Trump. And, when we got there, it was just like, I was shocked. I was shocked at what I'm seeing. I was shocked at, just the back and forth between the protesters and the police. And, I saw 5 years of riots in the streets, and I never saw the police attacking the people that were protesting. That was new to me, and I just thought that was odd. And, I was just in the wrong spot. When I got there, I was just in the wrong spot on the left side. That's just simply a direct route, from the Ellipse to the Capitol. It's just where I ended up. It's like there was no plan to go to this spot. It's just, I'm not that familiar with these things. Just going to the Capitol. And when I got there, it was like, a lot of rubber bullets and tear gas. That's what it was. It was a shock to me. And, like I said last night, I challenge anybody to go to Twitter and, pull up my name, Douglas Wyatt, or pull up what I'm tagged as, info spreader. The problem I have with the whole thing is I'm in jail for 46 months, and I was set up. I'm positive that the gentleman that I encountered was an undercover officer of some sort. I don't know, what department he worked for, but he had like a sprayer, like a pepper sprayer. It looked like a fire extinguisher that was saddled inside of like a plastic gun, if you will. And if you look at the video, you'll see a gentleman with a black and white checkered shirt that, as I'm walking, across the Capitol there, I'm completely disoriented. There's nobody in front of me because the cops have been shooting munitions and all this gas. I mean, it was so thick in the air, you could actually wipe it off your clothing. It was disorienting. There's loud bangs. It was just absolute chaos. And admittedly, I should have left. I wasn't there to protest the police. I was there to protest the people inside the building. I was really there to have a redress of grievances. That's what I was there for, to request just an investigation, a 10-day investigation. I'm not saying let's not swear Joe Biden in, Donald Trump's the best, yay. I'm saying that, look, this doesn't look right. Something's off here. Let's just take a second, get a look at it, get some discovery, get some facts, and do like an investigation, because honest people want investigation. Kind of like Donald Trump did with the Russia investigation. He said, hey, let's have an investigation. That's what we did, right? You have an investigation. So, anywho, all the time, and I'm blind to one eye. I'm naturally blind to one eye anyway. Right? I only have one eye, okay? So I'm just absolutely covered in tear gas and banging, and the wind is blowing all the tear gas right to the face of the police officers. They essentially gas themselves. So in front of me, there's nobody. There's nobody there. I walk forward, and the gentleman I speak of with the black and white checkered flannel, he gets in front of me. Right before he gets in front of me, he's maneuvering these bags. These are like ammo bags left behind by the Capitol Police. I don't know if I want to call them ammo bags so much as supply bags. These are bags that the Capitol Police, they have, and there's like ammo inside of them. I can't say what's in all the bags. I don't know. But he's messing around with them, and he has a sprayer, over his chest. It's like there's a I don't want to say a string, a belt. there's something where he's wearing this thing over his chest. You'll see it if you get a chance to get to the video. But he steps in front of me. He's trying to hand me the weapon that's on his chest. I don't see him. I don't see him trying to hand me that weapon. I'm completely disordered. I look down. I see the back. I'm like, that's odd. Why are these boxes? They look like boxes today. I bend down. I pick it up, and it's like a fire extinguisher. That's what I think I have in my hand. It's like a fire extinguisher. As I'm kind of picking it up, I've never seen this thing before. I don't know what it is. But he immediately tells me, pop this pin. It has like what's called carver pin. Like if you do like construction or whatever, you understand what a carver pin is. But this apparatus has 2 carver pins, one in the front and one in the back. And he immediately knew where they were. Pop that pin, pull the trigger. And I did. I pressed the trigger 2 times. One this way. I turned it up again. It just scared me. So the thing just scared me. I had a little bit of force to it. The smoke comes out. And then, my brain kicks up my body. I put this thing down. You can see me in the video. I run away from it. I couldn't believe that happened to me. And I had the thing in my hand for 12 seconds. I didn't spray it for 12 seconds. From the time I picked it up, the guy told me how to pop the pin. And the time I put it down, 12 seconds had elapsed. So it was just 2 quick pumps. I should have done that, but what I'm trying to say is I never would have done that. I never would have thought to myself, I want to go and spray any police officer with anything. I didn't even want to get within, 6 feet of the police officers. I wanted to keep my distance, okay? So how does this guy, A, know what's in his bag, and B, how does he know how to operate it? He knew this tool, like he had been trained in how to use that piece of equipment. And it's like trying to get somebody to listen to the story is like talking to the block wall here in this jail. I mean, you ladies are listening to it, but before I told my lawyer, I said, man, look at this. Look at this. I didn't attack anybody. Look at this guy. You'll never win in D.C. So what it tells me, you'll never win in D.C. You need to plead guilty. I'm like, dude, what do you mean plead guilty? He's like, look, if you plead guilty, we'll get you a deal. We'll get you out of jail, and they'll give you 2 years. You'll be out of 18 months. And it's like, I wish I never would have done that because basically I lied and saying that I assaulted anybody. And again, I can say that I'm genuinely apologetic. I mean, I should have seen the crowd and laughed. But you're not thinking that when you're there. You're thinking that, why are these police officers attacking these people? This is a permitted event. There's a permit to be here. I've been invited here. Why aren't there more people, directing traffic? And then again, when I got the emergency message over my phone, I didn't get an emergency message over my phone until like 3:30, saying that you have to be out of here by 4:30 or 5, whatever it was. As soon as I saw something on my phone, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, if I don't leave by this time, I'll be breaking the law. Let me make sure I leave. So I just left. None of this was taken into account in my sentence. I was absolutely lit up. I was lit up by the judge, and he totally sided with the prosecutor that was lying. Her version of the facts just weren't the facts. And, my attorney did a lousy job. He just didn't show up on game day.
Yep.
And if he was going to be that ineffective in D.C., then he should have told me that, because I would have had an option beforehand. I thought I was in good hands, and, this is a story that you're hearing from all these guys. It's just like I'm shaking my head. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm separated from my family, and I miss my family greatly, and they miss me. I don't share this story with you to say me, by the way. I share this story with you because it's the reason why the tapes need to be released from Mike Johnson. He's in my opinion, he's a true coward. He's lied twice about these tapes. He lied once saying he was going to release them, didn't release them, just like Kevin McCarthy. Then he came out again and said, oh, we got to blur the faces to protect people who haven't been charged yet. And then that was such a lie that he had to come out and correct himself. Oh, well, we know the FBI and the DOJ, they have the cleared tapes. The reason why he won't release the tapes is because he understands that the man who set me up, who knows how many are in the crowd? They're everywhere. Clay Higgins estimates that there's 200 comfortably. in the crowd that are setting people up, opening doors, all this stuff. That should not be allowed in America. It is completely wrong. And I gotta say, I couldn't imagine being that guy. You know, if you imagine doing that to another human being and destroying their life the way mine has been destroyed, I could never do that to another person. I just wouldn't do it. There's shame on him and shame on the United States government. If you have nothing to hide, then why are you doing that? Well, why would you do that?
Or their life.
So again, you know, that's public information. It's out on Twitter. Anybody can find it. You could email David at stophate.com, Dave Summerall. Not to put him out there. You know, it's not like he's an advocate for me. I've just sent him these videos. You know what I mean? So he has. So.
Dave is absolutely an advocate for all J6ers. And you're absolutely right, Doug. And we've been saying this, you guys have been saying this from the start. The proof is out there that you guys were incited, you were set up, and there's proof of it.
Right.
All they need to do is release these tapes, go through them, the proof is there. Mike Johnson doesn't want to release the tapes only with blurred faces because it will absolutely tell you who the informants are.
Or whatever. They were left in the
They're everywhere, and it's like,
hey, Doug.
You know, people. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, this is Mickey. I just want to say, you know, we could use that 44,000 hours of footage, obviously. But what, you know, we were talking about here too, there's enough crowdsourced video that what we need is for them to let us use what we even already have.
Yes, because they're not even allowing the video discoveries in the court to exonerate you guys.
Right. And the prosecution,
my words,
not Doug's.
Why don't you treat us like the rest of the rioters? You know, I saw 5 years of riots. I mean, Baltimore City, Ferguson, Atlanta, Minneapolis, New York City, Washington, D.C., Portland, Seattle. So it's been like all these riots, and then all of a sudden, you go to this, what you think is a protest, a permit. You know, out of all the riots I just mentioned, I think that this one was the only one that was permitted, right? I mean, there was a permit to be here. You know, and so you guys, if this was a Taylor Swift concert, Taylor Swift would be held liable for not supplying the appropriate amount of security for the event, okay? But you know, when the United States government does it, it's everybody else's fault but theirs.
Well, they did it on purpose, and that's one of the reasons these cases have to stay here in D.C. too, because that's how you get a 99% conviction rate, because you have the judges.
You have 1 minute remaining.
The judges and the prosecution working hand in hand. You know, we were watching one trial where the judge was like talking to the prosecution. Well, aren't you going to object here? Oh, objection. Oh, sustained. Well, you know, duh. So I know that you know they're just working together. Some of these prosecutors barely roll out of bed and show up. They absolutely don't have to bring their A game because the judges do their job for them. But just to be clear, those are my words, not Doug's words.
I just want my life back. I want my family back. I don't belong here. I'm not a criminal, and most of these guys in here aren't criminals either. We should be treated like everybody else. That's right. So thank you, ladies. God bless. And someone will be calling right after me. Thank you for all you do.
Stay strong, Patriot. Stay strong, Patriot. We got your back. Love you.
Some days are harder than others.
Love you guys.
Hit it, Tammy.
Hi, Tara Ray.
The Bible lead me down wrong. I could have did this long ago, but my time would have came and faded. And God said just do right, better live right and be patient. There's a day coming up when they gon' need to hear your words. All your trials and tribulations, all the wisdom that you have learned. They gon' burn down the cities and divide this whole nation. One nation under God, and we ain't riding with you, Satan. Not the woods, we gon' race it. Patriotic with pistols blazing. Let them cannons get the banging for this younger generation. Let them grow up and live just the way we did. Let our kids have a chance before that chance is over with. I'm being nice as I can get, and I'm trying to be a friend. But if you cross that damn line, don't forgive me for my sins. They gon' have to kill us, so chase us out of town. But we ain't giving up, and we ain't laying down. Man, we straight up raising hell until they put us in the ground. So you better back up when you hear that sound of
How are you?
Well, hello, Patriots. What's happening?
It's happening. Not much. You got Mark and Q over here.
Brew and Q.
Yeah. Brew and Q, yep. So, want to again say thank you for everyone coming out to CPAC, and hopefully we gain some new viewers. If you're driving home, from CPAC, I just want to wish you safe travels and get home safe and start stocking up. But as always, gotta keep that at least a 6-month reserve of Patriot supplies.
That's right.
I know I do at home. But 20 points is 20 points. It's 20. I don't know what these states are doing. Listen, if you're gonna vote in the primary, I understand with, hey, I'm an independent and I want to vote in the Republican primary, Democratic primary. I get it. Okay, not a problem. You're right. I'm a registered independent right now. I screwed up. I should have gone Democrat because I would have loved to be like, hey, Judge, I'm a Democrat. There's been a big mistake. All right, I'm a registered Democrat. All right. I'll take it as I'll chalk it up as just a mistake on the government's part, and I'll take my my $20,000 a day, and I'll be on my way. Thank you very much. Don't worry about me. I'll get it taken care of myself. Yeah. But all joking aside, we really do need to stop this whole, hey, you can switch your seat last minute. You could, if you're a Democrat, you can vote in the primary. Listen, it only takes a minute to switch your vote. You know what I mean? If you're going to switch your vote, then you should be stuck with that vote first. I mean, it just means that you have to vote that way.
At the end of the day, American business owner, employee, worker, whatever, doesn't give two squats about a politician. Honestly.
No, they just care about...
Because they care about the money in their wallet.
Yep, bottom line,
care
baby.
About, what they're trying to build for themselves and their future. Okay? So, to try to say that in South Carolina, that 40% of the Republican vote went to Haley?
Yeah, that's insane.
Come on now.
I don't understand.
We know those Democrats switched over and voted in the Republican race.
Right.
Everybody knows Nikki Haley is tied to some deep stuff that goes all the way back to some of the tragic things that happened with JFK. Okay. Some of the same reasons why JFK was assassinated are some of the same reasons that Nikki Haley exists today. Okay, and I don't know how I can spell that out any clearer to everybody. But she has no. There's no vote in Nikki Haley. So
she's a warmonger.
She's a warmonger. Oh my God.
She really is. I mean, yeah.
When you got an old fart like John Bolton, putting the word in edgewise towards Nikki Haley, you know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, she's making millions upon millions of dollars on this field, and those are the people. That is her super PAC.
Right.
Her ex-employees. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Not ex-employees, but ex-employers rather.
Look, I worked for a big corporation that was based in Ohio. In weights and measures, and they went in to their people on a religious basis and said, make sure you make your donations to United Way. United Way, donate to United Way. It's like, all right, I get you. So, these companies that are backing Nikki Haley, guess what they're telling all their employees and what they're indoctrinating their employees with? Okay, we're talking, you want to talk about the top donors? I mean, maybe there's a couple names in there, Raytheon, I don't know, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, whoever, in on that. and they're going through all of their employees. Their thousands and thousands of employees, and they're going, vote Nikki Haley. If you want a job tomorrow, vote Nikki Haley.
Right.
Yeah, if you want a job for the next 8 years, vote Nikki Haley. So, but with that being said, I mean, Nikki Haley spent what, $10 million bucks? Trump spent 400,000. So I mean, he's letting the people decide. Everyone knows that everyone, the one party rule or whatever you want to call it, hates Trump. It's why we're all here, because
it's the eunuch party.
Yeah, it's why we're all here, and you see everything that I hate to say it, but it's all these right-wing conspiracists that are saying, it's socialism, and it's pushing it. It's just, I mean, we literally are the frog in water. Started out cool, we're just chilling, and they just put a little bit of heat to it. And then it's just over and over. And then they crank it up just a little bit more, crank it up just a little bit more. And guess what? This pot's going to be boiling, when
it's going to get easier the closer the realization comes that Donald Trump is the man of the hour for the office. I don't see it getting easier, especially with what some of these people are involved with that have been doing it through the government, like human trafficking, child trafficking,
right.
Bunch of this stuff. Okay, we got 6,000 kids missing at the border.
Yeah, no, that's wow. I mean, you want to talk about child trafficking? Hey, surprise, surprise! Where did all of these kids go that popped over the border and now are in these sponsored homes of Democrats? Okay, liberal Democrats, and all of a sudden they're runaways, right? Well, guess what? Either A, their handler, said, hey, you better get over here and get to work, okay? And then they disappear, or, okay, I understand, or they don't want to go to school. They want to go to work because they want to spend money home and everything else. So they're going to run away because all of these donors or all of these sponsor houses are responsible for them to go to school, 5 days a week. So they have to go to school if they live there, okay? And they're saying, no, I don't want to I want to go out and work. Well, why do you want to go out and work? Because the American, this new generation doesn't want to work.
Right.
Plain and simple. So I mean, this is why I say we do need, first thing we need, forget about Joe Biden, border security or any of this, okay, because that's absolute garbage. Okay, but we need the strongest border we've ever had. What we need is we need to build that wall 100%. We need boots on the ground. You're never not going to do it without boots on the ground. We need those boots on the ground. It's not set up terms. You know what I mean? I don't care. But with that being said, we should have, a green card, a better green card system, or not even green card, but working visa. Because if people don't want to work here and they don't want to get their hands dirty, that's fine. Listen, you can come over for 6 months, get your hands dirty, so you go back for 6 months. As long as you follow the rules, right? You follow the rules and you're fine and whatever, then you're first in line. You know what I mean? You could. It is what it is. But once you cross over that border and say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to go home. Then you're just back to the line. That's it. You're done.
Right.
Fingerprints and
the first thing is you've got to point the finger at who's doing the damage, and that are those that are within this weaponized regime that have opened these borders and not followed the guidelines. And not only that, but by executive orders which reverse the Trump era executive orders, and also even made it worse. Okay, so those are the things. Biden has control to seal that border. All he's got to do is reverse his EO to get things back the way they run it.
Do it because it would be political suicide. And I mean, he should do it. He needs to do it, but he won't do it because it's political suicide. But what needs to happen, and I'm calling out every single red governor out there. This is no longer a Texas problem. This is a get your illegals together. Okay, you're the governor. You can do this. Get your illegals together and start shipping them to New York, Chicago, D.C. Okay,
I can check on him later, Tamara. I'll give him a text.
And overrun them. They should have 100 buses coming in every day from all over the country. Ship them in. Because,
I'll check on him later after the vigil, you guys.
And it's going to destroy my, I live in Jersey. You know what I mean? I'm in the process of selling my house. Because, due to my wife not being able to stay faithful. But it is what it is. Sell that house. Let me sell my house first. It'll only take me long. Yeah, before the price. Let me get my good price, and then just start claiming New Jersey too. No, but realistically, I mean, everyone they're not going to be able to vote legally. So what we need to do is we need to have a nationwide setup for all of this fraudulent voting, which I know that way more people are in it. And they can't possibly do it like they did last year. I mean, or last election. They're talking about 25% of these ballots out there that are voting.
We accepted it once.
It's never going to happen. Well, actually, some of us accepted it. Some of us right here.
That's right. Those who did not accept went to jail.
Yeah. Some late bloomers here in America.
Yeah, some late bloomers. But I mean, that's what you don't understand. And I don't mean this as a threat. I just mean this as, just common sense. I mean, if you think that, first thing, January 6th was bad, you have no idea. Keep on messing with the election. You know what I mean? And keep on messing with the election. Because I spell it out as a persecuted patriot. I mean, the worst thing is fraudulent election. You have an oligarchy or dictatorship. We are not a communist country. We are not, a Marxist environment. We're getting there. But I mean, I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit by and let it happen. Not under my watch. My house deserves better.
Well, and we know that the people are getting tired of the Mockingbird media because if you look, some of the slanderous stuff the LA Times has been putting out by their assets, their ABC assets, acting as journalists. They didn't mention that they laid off 20% of their workforce in Washington, D.C., did they? Their D.C. office. They didn't tell you that. They didn't tell you that their actual ratings are tanking because they've chosen, to fight this renaissance that's happening. The people are waking up to something, and there is nothing that is going to be able to survive when the people are
Kathy,
awake.
we try to keep updated on that as much as possible.
1 minute remaining.
But I do really appreciate
Did
that.
you guys hear that we had a bodybuilding competition today? We're gonna talk about that tomorrow for 15 minutes, and I'm gonna bring
tomorrow.
We'll do a painful play-by-play. Something you can't.
And listen, and don't worry, it's all on video. The DC jail has it, and once they're gonna FOIA, so everyone needs to FOIA these DC jail videos of today around 6 p.m.
I'm so gonna FOIA
Yeah, you have. Yeah. Thank you. Listen, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for giving us a voice. Thank you so much. We will talk about that tomorrow. But thank you guys. I love you. Thank you so much.
Love you, Patriots.
We're going to be up all night in anticipation.
I do appreciate that, Kathy. Yeah, we try to stay updated as much as we possibly can. Sometimes it's just not possible on a daily basis, but we do our best.
I know I'm not here every night either.
You got to talk up.
But Mickey, Nicole, Tammy, Katie, Rebecca, Sherry, Trooper, thank you for all the time you spend here. 500 some days between the rain, the snow, the cold, the heat. You were here.
Mosquitoes.
You were all here. I don't know what's going on with the Patriots on live stream. Patriots that come down here and support everybody here. Where's the call to action? You don't see these Patriots here forgetting the people at J6. I see a difference. I'll be honest, I don't watch every night. But we cannot give in. We cannot forget. I want to call to action the people who come down here and support Mickey and everybody down here. The people in the jail, the people in the jails across this country, they don't need to be forgotten. And we cannot let that happen. I will not let that happen. Mickey will not let that happen. The 5 who died. Ashley Babbitt's a hero. We cannot forget. I will not forget. The people in this corner will not forget.
No, ma'am, we won't.
And we won't.
I'll take it, baby. No big deal.
People have given up their jobs to be here. The people in the jails have lost their families, their children. We're all targeted. Every one of us are targeted here. Thank you for Glory Beach. Thank you for Sherry for doing CPAC and keeping the awareness alive.
Yep.
Thank you. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank enough. Mickey, Nicole. Thank you. And we got another call, so I'm gonna have to go. Please support.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Okay, and here we go.
Hello, Patriots.
Hey, how's it going?
It's
What are you guys doing?
Well, right now we're having a nice hot pizza and we're enjoying some pretty cold weather. And we are eagerly awaiting the results of the bodybuilding competition.
Time to pay up, people.
Excellent. I can't believe you guys. Nobody else told you. I'm like one of the last guys to go on tonight.
They said they were going to wait till tomorrow to tell us, but we are on bated breath here. We have a pool of money that we need to know who the winner is to give this to.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. Well, I hey, no reason to delay the inevitable. But here's the thing. I will say about that prize purse. I don't know if you can give it to the winner because technically, guys, he didn't register on time. He just jumped in last minute, so I don't know if he's eligible. I don't know, but
well, that's something you guys are going to have to determine.
Okay, all right.
That's
Well,
why the results
I'll tell you guys who it is. Also, just a heads up, this is only going to be a 5-minute phone call because I didn't use my free one, but and that's okay. So, all right, guys. Well, it was an amazing show. I don't know how much they told you guys about, but it was way more. It was way crazier than I ever expected. We had like 5 or 6 people, a bunch of last-minute entries. I had an awesome routine. I was second up, and just to give you guys a little idea, if you've ever seen the movie, Flashdance? That'll give you a little idea of how I finished off my routine. All right, so that was a big crowd pleaser, and we also had somebody take off their shorts, and they were kind of dancing around, pretty close to being nude, but and that was very unexpected.
Maybe this is why we didn't talk about it yet. Right?
Yeah, we had some people come in last minute, so it was a crazy show. It was a wild time, It was great fun. I did decide to use the bronzer that we talked about.
Beautiful.
Yep. So, so the butter, the coffee, and the soy sauce all together. So I smelled very weird. I smelled very strange. I was really greasy and sweaty, so that was good. That's what you want when you have a bodybuilding competition.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so I know you guys are waiting to hear who placed. Well, I'm happy to say I came in third place. There was actually a switch up after the judges announced first, second, and third. About 10 minutes later, the judges reconvened everybody and said that they had counted the ballots wrong at the last minute. So I guess they found the mail-in ballots, and that changed the whole result. Yeah, that changed the whole result of first and second. So it ended up being Maccabee in second place and Taki in first place.
All right.
What were the original results?
Yep.
Yeah. So
You have 1 minute remaining.
give us the
there you
original
go.
results as well.
Well, the original was just a flip-flop between Maccabee and Taki. So, I was still in third place, yeah. So, but like I said, Taki never registered, so I'm not sure if he qualifies for the grand prize, or maybe you guys should split it between first and second place. I'm not sure. So do with that what you may. But yeah, it was a great success. We want to maybe do it again in a couple months, do like a springtime edition. And yeah, the whole pod was a part of it. People were just loving it. It was great fun. So yeah, I'm glad that. I just wish you guys could have been there to see it. I hope you get your hands on the security camera footage because
We're gonna
oh
foil.
my gosh,
We're gonna foil the camera.
I'm sure. Yes, you should. You should. I know the CO in here was very impressed, and he just.
Thank you for using Global Towing.
That's awesome. So those of you that don't know, the guys had a bodybuilding contest, and apparently they found the mail-in ballots after the results and had to reconvene for new results. So, Andrew Taki, so far, unless they find more votes, is the winner.
Well, we'll have to see what the official rules say about late contestants.
I know, right?
Deb, I can put those in the dumpster up the hill. We have a little slot. We can slide them right in there.
All right. For those lives lost on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and on the following day, Officer Brian Sicknick, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
For those detained, Justin Adams, Tommy Allen, Chris Albert, Russell Alford, Francis Azari, Joseph Azari, Noah Bacon, Edward Medallion, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Logan Barnhart, Richard Barnett, Pauline Bauer, Julio Bequero, Matthew Bedingfield, Luke Bender, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Craig Bingert, Joshua Black, Kenneth Bonowitz, Dominic Box, Brandon Bradshaw, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Mark Brew, Jennifer Bouchois, Daniel Caldwell, William Calhoun, Jared Cantrell, Jacob Clark, Cal Clayton, Stephen Capuccio, Billy Cressman, Reed Christensen, Dylan Cronin, Josiah Colt, Mason Corson, Bruno Kua, Matthew De Silva, James Davis, Nicholas DiCarlo, Nathan DeGrave, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Robert Dennis, Timothy Jargon, Michael Dickinson, Caleb Dillard, Joshua Doolin, Michael Eckerman, James Elliott, Daniel Ekbeck, Brandon Fellows, Carl Fitzsimons, Kevin Goletto, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, David Geetson, Vincent Gillespie, Vitaly Goshchinkowski, Jeffrey Grace, James Grant, Matthew Green, Brian Gunderson, Joseph Hackett, Stacey Hager, Johnny Harris, Richard Harris, Joshua Haynes, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Joshua Hernandez, Eric Herrera, Joseph Howe, Joshua Hughes, Jared Hughes, Joseph Hutchinson, Matthew Huddle, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Justin Jersey, Joshua Johnson, Zachary Johnson, Taylor Jonatakis, David Judd, Leo Kelly, Julian Qatar, Federico Klein, Matthew Kroll, Nicholas Langren, Daniel Eden, Joseph Leeden, Michael Lockwood, Joshua Lawler, Kevin Lyons, Marcus Nally, Christian Manley, Cody Matisse, James Malt, Christopher Maurer, Mark Mazza, Ronald Maccabee, Patrick McCoffey, James McGrew, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McCullough, James McNamara, Connie Meggs, Kelly Meggs, Jonathan Mellis, Rodney Millstreet, Matthew Miller, Scott Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Menuda, Landon Mitchell, David Marshall, Andrew Morgan, Robert Morse, Christopher Moynihan, Jonathan Munifo, Eric Munchell, Daryl Neely, Ryan Nichols, Kirsten Niemola, Gregory Nix, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Grady Owens, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Stuart Parks, Nathan Pelham, Michael Perkins, Dominic Pizzola, Daniel Fitz, Jonathan Pollock, Olivia Pollock, Mark Ponder, Rachel Powell, Sean Price, Joshua Pruitt, Joseph Pavlik, Chris Quaglin, Barry Ramey, Guy Reffitt, Zach Reel, Mariana Reiner, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, George Riley, Thomas Robertson, Michael Roberts, Michael Roche, Jonathan Rockholt, Edward Rodriguez, Daniel Rodriguez, Greg Rubenacker, Bobby Russell, Jeffrey Sable, Ryan Samsel, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Robert Sanford, Peter Schwartz, Benjamin Schuler, Daniel Scott, Christian Sikor, Hunter Seafried, Kevin Seafried, Alexander Shepard, Thomas Civic, Jeffrey Sills, Mikhail Sly, Charles Smith, Tommy Smith, Kelly Sorrell, Audrey Southard, Patrick Speed, Von St. Cyr, Peter Steger, Shelley Stallings, Patrick Stedman, Laura Steele, Kristen Stevens, John Strand, Sarah Stottlemyre, Isaac Sturgeon, Alan Swinney, Andrew Taki, Enrique Tario, Curtis Tate, George Cheney, Jacob Thayers, Kenneth Thomas, Devlin Thompson, Dustin Thompson, John Todd, Edward Vallejo, Salvatore Vassallo, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Thomas Webster, Bradley Weeks, Sandra Weir, Jack Whitten, Anthony Williams, Riley Williams, Timothy Williams, Duke Wilson, Ricky Wilden, Shane Woods, Johnny Wren, John Wright, Douglas Wyatt, Gregory Etman, Isaac Yoder, and Kyle Young. And those we've lost to suicide: Christopher Georgia, Matthew Perna, Mark Unks, and George Meacham. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Say her name.
Ashley Babbitt, Ashley Babbitt, Ashley Babbitt, Ashley Babbitt.
Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt, 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 say her name, 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 Ashley Babbitt. Babbitt was a victim. I'm screaming USA, free the real Jan Sixers. She's a patriot who was let down by the system. I'm screaming for the fallen so nobody will forget them. Air Force veteran, wrapped in a Trump flag. It's Trump 24. You know we about to run it back. Nothing will stop us. We about to get it right. They can try and try, but the storm is here from dark to light. Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt. 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 Say her name, Ashley Babbitt. Say her name,
your daughter's life won't be taken in vain. Shout out Sarah Maccabee, yeah, I'm sending you straight. I hope they let your husband out of that prison today. Ashley served in Afghanistan, she served in Iraq, and she died for her country from a senseless attack. Yeah, we waiting for justice, cause Ashley was innocent. Mainstream won't cover it, they all just too ignorant. If a white girl shot a black man, they would say that's different, but the story didn't fit the agenda they pitching. Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt, we feeling your energy. Say her name, Ashley Babbitt, this song's for your memory. Rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt, 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 say her name, 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 Ashley Babbitt.
So Storm just reminded me that 3 years ago today is the day that Matthew Perna took his life. So, you know, it's just such an overwhelming overreach of the American government that when you don't see a future, you know, that the cause of suicide is hopelessness. And when the United States government comes at you with everything they have, you know, and we've talked about how, you know, this courtroom, these jurors in DC, this whole city was named as a victim. So you cannot expect fair judgment from people that consider themselves a victim, and they very much consider themselves a victim. So, you know, we say Matthew's name out here every night, but give him a little special thought today because 3 years ago today he did take his life. So rest in peace, Matthew, and we're sorry for our loss.
Rest in peace, Matthew. Rest in peace,
These days my guns stay loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore, or sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before. We can breathe underwater, been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell him to bring it on. He's a big timer, but he's lost on the river. Went without, never had the gold silvers, had a silver spoon, always warm in the winter time. Fancy car, never had to clear the spinner.
I'm sorry, girls. You're doing such a pretty job of waving that flag.
So we have a couple minutes before the anthem call in, but we do have the author of a book out here. His name is Michael O'Neill.
At the last minute, it was just a
We haven't had a chance to read it, so tell us a little bit about it.
that I ended up not going.
This book is titled Faith Over Fear, Forged Through Fire. And it's about the last 4 years of what we've been dealing with as a country. And really, quite frankly, as a world. It starts out, I was living in Hawaii as a Department of the Army civilian, working for the 4-star general, General Flynn's brother, in the Inspector General office. And it starts out with the pandemic, which goes into what happened on November 3rd, 2020, when the United States government committed a coup d'etat against President Donald J. Trump. On January 6th, that coup was completed when the feds infiltrated the crowd with Antifa and Black Lives Matter supporters and blamed the mayhem on Trump supporters.
That's right.
The book continues to account for the discrimination and ostracism I had while not taking the vax. I was the only person in an office of 12 who didn't take it. And that's only half the book. The other half,
Tell us where we can get it.
it can be purchased on Amazon. It's paperback, ebook, and an audio book will be coming out shortly. And I believe this book will help the movement because it talks about a lot of things, and everything is connected.
Thank you. That everything is connected is so true.
Hey, Jeff.
Faith over fear.
Hey, what's going on out there?
Some pizza eating, coffee drinking, Patriot loving Americans. A little bit chilly.
Wow.
Yes.
Chilly. Well, to warm you up, let's just do the 1 minute warning. And by the way, it is Flick It for Freedom. So if you love freedom, flick your lights. That's right. So let me pull the. Great. So let me pull the ear set out. You got Mr. Ball here. So flick it if you got it. All right. Getting ready. 1 minute.
Sit back.
Hey. Ready, 3, 2, 1. And you see what a dark early light, what so proudly we hailed as it was last gleaming through the lights and bright stars, through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so brightly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the lovers singing there, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the
Free Justice! Free Justice! Free Justice!
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. So, all right. Here's what you're in. I have Mr. Ball here with me. So, what's going on? What you guys got?
Well, we have a couple little tidbit news. Here comes Sherry with some little interesting facts.
Okay, Biden's DOJ is suing the state of Arizona because they are requiring proof of citizenship for voting.
Awesome.
Thanks, Deb. Well said. And one more little tidbit. Where'd you go, Jeff?
I'm here. You there?
We're right here. Sherry's got one more thing.
Okay, Hunter Biden is set to testify this Wednesday on Capitol Hill in a closed-door session to the House Oversight and Judiciary Committee as part of the Biden impeachment inquiry. But James Biden, in his testimony, swore that Joe has never been involved directly or indirectly in the financial interests of the family.
Hey, that's what we got, Jeff. What do you got?
Let's see, I've got one from yesterday that I wrote down here. Fulton County DA Fannie Willis argues that the Atlanta Police Department cell phone tracking software cannot, and I quote, cannot prove anything relevant.
Oh, really?
The software documented Nathan Wade's alleged visits to Fannie Willis's home 35 times before the purported beginning of their affair. I just find it interesting that a tool that the Atlanta Police Department has used, I think it was 2017. That would give it 7 years? And now all of a sudden the DA is saying that doesn't prove a thing. It's not relevant.
Yeah, that's what I did here. That's what I did here. She has convicted so many people with that technology and information, but now when it comes to her, she wants to talk about how unreliable it is. As people she's put in jail for the same evidence sit there and rot. So, yeah.
Probably about that.
But this isn't a two-tier justice system.
I do have. Go ahead.
So I think we might be up to a three-tier system.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes.
I have 2.6.
Everybody out there listening, grab a pen. This is a very short website here, but you have got to check this one out.
Everybody get your pen.
So I'm gonna
get your pens ready.
Get your pen.
Friendly moderators.
This is an interesting one. Someone sent me this, and I have had some people checking it out for me. It's http://fingerprintsofafraud.com. That's fingerprintsofafraud.com. Apparently, it's a 280-something page tome or manuscript of fraud broken out by state, broken out by county for the 2020 election. Now, I can't vouch for this thing. I don't know if this is real. I just know that I've got some people looking into it, and maybe you guys can come back to me with, hey, is this good? Or this is good, or this is not. So I'm just letting y'all know what has been fed to me, and I'm feeding it to you guys. You can tell me if it tastes sweet or if it does not.
All right. Have you looked at it yet, Deb?
Okay, it's my honor.
Deb has the table of contents in her car. I don't think we have time for her to get it, but she'll mail it to you.
Yep, I've got, somebody said that they were going to be mailing that to me. I believe it was Deb. So I am very curious about it. And then what else? We also know that, and I've been feeding people the website link to the interview that Tucker Carlson did with Mike Benz. That's BENZ, and that one is a true eye-opener. If you have not watched that one, you have got to check that one out. And also Tucker Carlson's interview with Clay. Yeah. So Higgins. So if you get the chance, go to tuckercarlson.com and look those two up. They are eye-openers. Absolute eye-openers. And that's just stuff that when I talk to people, like members of family or other people on the phone, I'm like, hey, have you heard about this? And they're like, no, we haven't heard about it yet. And I'm like, you got to check this out. So please pass that on to everybody and anybody. That's what I've got. Mr. Ball over here, what do you got there?
I was here tonight to be educated. I have
very middle. Okay. Way to go.
About to be educated. I don't have nothing.
There was a strange incident that happened today. A active duty Air Force person caught themselves on fire in front of the Israeli embassy and screamed "Free Palestine."
In D.C.
In D.C.
That's a good way to make a point.
I guess.
It's a one-time deal. You better make that
That's
point.
right. He was a smoking.
Yeah, that's
Only
a
you,
one-time
Roger.
deal. You got to make that point. You got one chance to do it, I guess. And then, you know, I know we told you yesterday that Trump came out at CPAC to you guys singing. And then he spoke about you. And then Tom Fenton spoke about, because I know y'all know that Tom Fenton is going after the government on behalf of Ashley. And so he spoke about Ashley, and he spoke about Jan Sixers in general, and I thought he had a lot of good things to say. And I think CPAC, you guys were very much the topic of conversation.
Maccabee got second in the bodybuilding.
Stop talking and do something.
And
Yeah, like release the video.
oh my gosh, I can't remember who got third.
Would you say, Tam?
Like release the prisoners.
Yeah, like Tammy says, like release the prisoners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I got this one. You guys know about that balloon over the U.S. Have we got any news about that?
Nothing. Nothing.
I heard that it was totally not a spy balloon.
Why didn't you
I'm not saying that like you said. This is what Tammy heard.
I heard it was totally not a spy balloon.
A what? Not a spy balloon. Okay. And a hobbyist balloon.
It was bad. It was totally not a spy balloon. But I saw
Balloon.
Yeah, we did hear it's up there.
Okay, I got one more thing. I'm going to run out of time, but I got one more thing here. The other day, I think it was February 22nd, they reported
Miller. Okay.
kind of that there was a solar flare, and that was the reason that AT&T went down. However, Elon Musk apparently tweeted out or wrote something that said, quote, "This is a test," quote. I don't know, but that's one of the things I'd heard.
I've seen that too.
Well, I think Elon Musk has his little finger on the pulse of what's around here, so I would definitely trust it's probably a test. What is it?
You know what, Jerry? I think you're the only one that got that.
Do you believe, and even at the end of all of this, do you believe whatever they tell you? That this is what really happened? No, I don't believe anything. That's where we're at. You know, I believe that the sun will come up tomorrow. That's about it.
We better hope so.
Yeah, it will. It will. It's darkest before the dawn. You know that, and we're in the dark right now. Anyways, sun's coming, right? Sunshine. I expect you. Okay. Good. What else do we have?
Thank you, Cheryl.
Oh, well, you guys know about the fun we had tonight.
It's true, that was the
we
best.
had a competition.
We hear there's some controversy, though. Some mail-in
ballots.
Were late to be counted.
Late counts. What's up?
So before our people who have pledged to pay the winner, which somebody in there cost me $5. So I'm just saying, we want some official results by tomorrow. Because it seems to be
the official result.
Take over a day.
The official result.
I wasn't even sure, Pamela, but I think Jerry hit it on the head.
Well, we heard the
China
unofficial
interpretation.
results, but we need to firm that up for people get in their pocketbooks.
All right. Well, the official
Hold
result
on, you guys. I might
were
lose the
that
stream. I got to plug in.
Andrew Taki won.
You have
Yay!
But the artistic A+ goes to Scott when he leaned back in a chair and somebody from the second tier poured water on him, just like Flashdance.
Oh,
It was absolutely hilarious. Hilarious.
So we have categories then.
Yeah.
Who used the coffee bronzer. Who was that?
That was Scott.
Yes, that was also Scott.
They were trying to take his bronzer off.
Yeah.
Points for our efforts.
Yes. All right, guys. We're running low on time, so I will say thank you very much for all that you do, Mr.
All
Ball.
right, I got it
quick.
plugged in.
Love y'all. Thank you so much.
We love you.
God bless you. God bless America.
All right. Good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I guess we're paying up to Mr. Talkie.
Well, that's
Well, I don't know.
We could do a
It
run
could
up.
change by tomorrow morning.
We're going to see what the official tally says. Plus, we need to see what the rules say about late registration and all.
We
But,
do.
What did the flyer say?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I need to go back and see what the flyer said before we get to all the money giving. We might split it up between the top three.
That's right. We are talking about a big $35.
It is a lot in there, so you know. And
Sherry's throwing a 20 in, so maybe we can give a first, second, and a third participation trophy.
It should be around 50.